Selamat siang para kontestan. Saya dengan Putu Indra. Mungkin ada yang mau tes mic atau video, silahkan.
Tes bisa didengar?
Dengan Tantri Devita. Siap.
PP Indra, thank you for handling the live streaming.
Akhirnya, puji Tuhan.
Oh ya, silakan yang mau tes mic, silakan. Mohon maaf tadi.
Halo,
John.
saya dengar.
Oke, Devi. Happy.
Ya.
Oke. Done. John, timer 1 still already.
Thank you for handling the live streaming.
Akhirnya, puji Tuhan.
Iya, timer akan ready dalam beberapa menit lagi, PP Indra. Siap, timer 2 akan ready. Soalnya timer kami akan pisahkan tempatnya supaya kalau terjadi lagi listrik failure akan bisa ada 2 timer. Ya,
Oke, timer 2 dan tinggal timer 1. Siap.
Oke, baik PP, saya mengurus dulu teknisnya di Kupang. Ini akan diisi oleh Pres Ratna. Baik PP, terima kasih.
Sama-sama, silahkan John. Committee Chair, Pres Ratna, are you there?
Masih bersiap-siap PP Indra. Nanti ini screen-nya Pres Ratna masih dalam on progress ya.
Oke, siap. Sorry, Happy masih di sana, Happy Ananda.
Ya.
Happy, kamu pakai 2 perangkat kah atau 1?
Ya, 2.
2. Oke, biar sebentar nggak trouble ya. Jadi mau dicoba kedua perangkatnya atau hanya 1?
Oke. 2.
Oke, bisa di-on-kan videonya mungkin?
Sudah. Bisa lihat saya?
Di sini masih hanya terlihat. Oh, oke, siap.
Terdengar? Suara saya terdengar?
Karena suaramu terdengar di yang apa namanya? Foto.
Off-cam.
Ya. Oke. Sip.
Oke.
Done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Selamat siang, Mbak Natali.
Selamat siang, Ibu Putu. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Mbak Natali sambil nunggu ini saya boleh nanya nggak?
Boleh, Bu.
Kayaknya kita pernah ketemu ya di kantor saya mungkin.
I think so.
In Kuta?
Karena Bu Putu kelihatannya familiar ya.
Di Kuta, Notaris Mudita?
Yes, bener banget.
Aku dari kemarin berpikir aku pernah ketemu Mbak Natali di mana. Jadi karena nggak ngantor aku bingung. Jadi aku coba cek WhatsApp. Oh, ternyata ada fotonya Mbak. Ada fotonya Mbak Natali di sini. Oh my God, kemarin mau nyapa tapi karena lagi sibuk jadi nggak enak. Jadi aku sapa sekarang.
Iya, kemarin soalnya saya juga mikir kayak pernah lihat Ibu Putu Indra ini di mana ya? Karena namanya kan beda ya, Indra Wahyuni ya kalau nggak salah kalau di. Nah makanya saya, aduh, ntar salah lagi. Terus kemarin kan banyak gangguan teknis ya Bu ya.
Betul.
Jadi kita fokus aja ke kontes.
Betul, kemarin sempat ngobrol sama PPEK Iskandar, CEK gitu. Aku kayaknya kenal deh sama Mbak Natali ini, pernah ketemu di mana gitu. Tapi nanti aja deh kalau lagi waktu senggang gitu. Nah ini CEK datang. Bener ternyata
Orang di mobile phone-mu tuh wajahnya sama ya, pasti bener lah.
Ya cuman kan kemarin nggak berani nyapa karena lagi sibuk, jadi akhirnya sekarang bener ternyata.
Kalau kamu kemarin nyapa semua pada nervous kok.
Aduh.
Mungkin sambil nunggu, kalau misalnya peserta mau cek mic sama video, bisa kali ya, jadi menghemat waktu.
Bisa.
Nah, kemarin saya mau sampaikan cuma lupa.
Oke.
Dipanggil aja Bu Putu kalau mau.
Teman-teman, para kontestan peserta yang mau tes mic dan video, monggo silahkan. Mungkin teman-teman dari Kupang atau dari Tirtagangga. Yang dari Kupang kemarin masih 3.
2 orang.
2 orang, iya benar-benar. 21 dan 26.
Iya, betul.
Betul.
Putu, itu timernya kalau bisa Kupang 1, di luar Kupang 1 ya. Nanti kalau kejadiannya seperti kemarin supaya tidak heboh.
Tetap di Kupang, cuman pisah tempat sekarang.
Oh, oke.
Pisah tempat, bukan di tempat yang sama. Jadi sudah dipisah tadi, John sudah info, 1 di base camp, 1 lagi di tempat lain. Jadi kalau seandainya trouble seperti kemarin, timer masih tetap jalan.
Oke, thank you.
Oke, siap sama-sama. Eji Hari, apa kabar?
Wah, lama enggak ketemu Eji Hari, apa kabar nih? Selalu ceria.
Ya, baik. Ini lagi
Persiapan.
sama makeup artis.
Makeup artis. Hai. Bebe Ayu, apa kabar?
Baik ya. Lagi ngumpul nih sama anak Intrek.
My partner in crime, Haris, how are you?
Pak Haris Chua, apa kabar?
Okay.
Baik. Selamat sore. Apa kabar semua?
Sore.
Sehat, baik.
You look great this Sunday.
Yeah, no beer yet.
Aduh, Pak Haris mah bir terus.
Bukan mabuk, minum.
Minum.
You have done a good job. Very impressive and professional.
Thank you, Pak Haris. Actually, we welcome you back to Rotary, yes?
Yeah, I mean still in Rotary. I'm a member of Rotary Bali Canggu. It's just that I miss Bali and I miss Indonesia. I miss Indonesia.
Ibu Eka told a lot about you.
Oh my God. All my dirty secret has been out.
Pak Haris, I miss you. When you came back to Bali and we nongkrong in Warung Mades Minyak, okay?
Oh yes. Yes, betul. Very good. Yeah.
Resnana, okay? Semua,
Yes.
semua okay?
Okay. Right. Pepe Endra, can we set up the ones who are coming in like while here speakers are talking, lagi ngomong-ngomong tuh boleh nggak, Kak? Nggak boleh bunyi twing begitu?
Sudah. Tadi saya sudah discuss sama Yuda sebelum Yuda balik ke Surabaya. Jadi suara ting-ting sudah hilang. Live streaming on YouTube akhirnya bisa berjalan. Kita sudah live streaming on YouTube.
Yes.
Semoga sukses ke depannya.
Tapi ngobrol-ngobrolnya nggak usah dimasukin di YouTube.
Already?
My goodness.
Nggak apa-apa.
Very careful when I'm saying something then. Okay. I have to behave. Aku harus sopan. Mohon maaf semua para. Tidak apa-apa, nanti kita bisa edit ya. Nanti bisa diedit, boleh. Diedit yang bagus-bagus aja masuk. Okay. Another 5 minutes, then we will start. 5 menit lagi. Pak Ben, are you there? Sudah ada Pak Ben?
Ben already.
Oh, sudah
Already in.
ada. Oke.
Yes.
Oh ya, tidak kelihatan.
Yeah.
Lalu sedikit.
Mr. Ben.
MC then. Okay. Miss Natalie is here. Then what else? Okay, let me check. Okay, judges, are they here? Okay, Ibu Jenny is here. Hi, Ibu Jenny.
Bu Harlina.
Excuse me.
Hello.
Good evening.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock there, so I say good evening.
Yes, thank you. 4 minutes to 7.
Right, so yes.
I've given up my board meeting to attend this.
Oh, sorry.
Good afternoon.
It's all
Am I
right.
audible?
It's okay. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Am I
Selamat
audible?
sore, Ibu Herlina. Jakarta. Judges kita dari 5 tempat jauh-jauh semua.
Sorry, press Ratna, number 31, Michelle. Michelle, mau cek mic?
Yes. Is my voice clear enough?
Oke, bagus Michelle, pas itu sayang.
Okay.
You're audible,
Yeah,
but
nice,
it was
nice.
echoing.
Nice shoot,
Can you
bagus.
speak again, please?
Test 1, 2, 3.
Oh, mundur sedikit. Oke.
Noisy.
The noise came in,
Noise.
Michelle.
Oh, suaranya ya. Oke. Masih echo ya.
Michelle, would you mind to try again?
Yes. Is it clear enough or?
Ya, suaranya masih echo ya.
Any other participants wants to try their
Iya,
mic?
iya, betul.
Feel free to do it. We still have, I think, 2 minutes.
Test. Can I try? Test. Can you see me?
Risha, will you try?
Test. Hello, good afternoon.
Oke, Gracia.
What else? Anybody else want to try?
Can you hear
Another
me?
3 minutes to go, please. Ada 3 menit lagi, silakan.
Can I try?
Sandra, okay. Turn on your camera, Sandra.
Oh, am I audible?
Whoa.
Can you hear my voice? Okay, thank you.
Can I try?
Please, Sandra. Oh, Rachel.
Okay, thank you.
Wow. Siapa itu?
I try.
Tutupnya PPU Kutu ya?
Yes, you can try and directly unmute yourself so we can save time. Just say your name and am I audible or something.
Anindita.
Am I audible? Am I audible? Thank you.
Anindita, oke.
Can you see my face?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Else. Rachel, do you want to try? Niketut, what else? Rachel, will you try?
Yes.
Just say, am I audible? Your name.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
Good. Niketut, buset. Itu namanya.
Hello, all contestants. Kindly reminded to rename your username into the format of your contestant number and also your name, yeah? Marvin, you haven't add your contestant number. Please type your contestant number before your full name.
Okay, sir.
Can we try Michelle again? Have you fixed the audio problem?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, but the voice was a bit echoing.
Yes, echoing, yeah.
Hello, can I try?
Yes, Veronica, you're audible.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Our MC, Ben, has reminded us that it's 4 o'clock and we can start. Ben, you're on mute.
Yes,
I think we need to wait for one more judge. Arlina, I just got a message that she's on the way. She's on the way.
She's already here, Pak Arman.
Oh, she's already here. Okay, good then.
We're good to go, right? Okay. Everyone, welcome to day 2 of the Interact English Speech Contest 2020. That's where you guys would unmute and applaud and pat yourselves on the back for being here. So this contest will be recorded and may be used for publication purposes. And the host is allowed to mute any attendees to ensure the smoothest of virtual contests. And the host is also allowed to take pictures of the contest, participants, and attendees for documentation purposes. So those who need to go to the restroom, you may do so now, as we will not have any break until the participants have finished their speeches. And any audible devices such as handphones should be put into silent mode. We have 55 contestants, many of which already spoke yesterday. We have the second half to speak. Let me first introduce our judges. Wait, before we do that. Before we do that, let me get Ferry Kasi to do the national song. Is Ferry here? I don't see Ferry in the participants lists. Who is in charge to do the national song? Ah, there he is. All right. Thank you, Ferry, for that. Now we're going to have a quick moment of silence for prayer. All right, very good. Before I introduce the judges, I do want to recognize the 12 clubs that are competing in this contest today. 12 clubs all over Indonesia. So first we have Interact Club of Skanema in Bali, Interact Club of Jimbaran in Bali, Interact Club of Bali Tirta Ganga, Interact Club of Bali Wiguna Salat, Interact Club of Jangir, Bali, Interact Club of Surabaya, Interact Club of Surabaya Persada, Interact Club of Kupang Fortuna, Interact Club of Johor Happy Solo, Interact Club of NG Saka Samen Semarang, Interact Club of Bagimu Negiriku Semarang, and Interact Club of Nusa Pantera Semarang. So welcome guests. And again, the purpose of the Interact Speech Club contest is to promote the vision, mission, and the spirit of Rotary Interact, and to provide the opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities, to strengthen friendship among Interact clubs and members. So good luck to all the speakers today. Now allow me to introduce our judges. The chief judge is Harris Chua, the Rotary Club of Bali Canggu. Harris is technology freak and an IT nerd. Unfortunately based in Singapore, he does love human music, and he's a water boy who wants to make a difference. He discovers the joy of volunteering, working in the community, teaching and mentoring the young. He left Bali in 2016, still is a member of Rotary Bali of Canggu. He acts like summers and walks like the rain. A German-trained engineer, obtained a second degree in computer science and IT in the UK, and is currently a cybersecurity specialist for data centers. Our second club is Distinguished Toastmaster Arlen Setawan, Rotary Club of Surabaya Metropolitan, and Empire Toastmasters Surabaya. An engineer turned entrepreneur. His first job was an engineer at the LNG in Aceh. Then he worked in Singapore, also in the oil and gas field. 4 years after he started his own business in Singapore in the same field in 1980, and he's still active in this to this day. A part of his redemption in 2012, he decided to go back to school and pursue his master's degree in the UK in environmental entrepreneurship, and graduated with distinction at the young age of 63. He is the founder of BizCom, which is a business community promoting 3P concept: people, planet, and profit. And he has been with Toastmasters for 14 years and with Rotary for 10 years. And he loves making new friends, like me. Our third judge is Dr. Harlina Indra, MBA. She's a member of the Jakarta Bahasa Toastmasters Club, a medical doctor, MBA by formation. In Belgium, she became a banker, teacher, and a private secretary in Jakarta. She describes herself as a lifelong learner. For 21 years, she has been passionate in Toastmasters, member in Jakarta. Right. She currently is a secretary in Jakarta Bahasa Toastmasters Club, which meets every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Who is not muted? If you are not muted currently, please mute yourself. A lot of feedback. Resma Selvia, please mute yourself. Awesome. Thank you very much. Next, our next judge is Dr. Jenny Carrison, PhD, DED, is a past president of Rotary Club North Hobart, Tasmania in Australia. Her main areas of expertise are nurse education and maternal and child health. Marketing and judging nursing students' work is essential skills in her work. Dr. Carrison works as a midwife consultant in health projects in NTT and NTB province in Indonesia. between the years of 1996 and 2008. She has great language skills and is contextually understanding Bahasa Indonesia. Now, to break down the rules of today's contest, our last judge, distinguished Toastmaster Natalie Chahati of Magical Bali Toastmasters. Natalie is a business manager by day, public speaker by night. After graduating with the Masters of Business from University of Queensland in Australia, she moved back to Bali and has since worked in a clothing manufacturer. She has been a member of Toastmasters for 7 years, and she's found her passion in public speaking and mentoring. And she believes progressing rather than chasing perfection. Welcome our judge to explain the rules, Natalie Chahati.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, Ben. Now I would like to welcome all of the participants to the second day of Interact English Speech Contest 2020. And I would like to share some of the rules in this speech contest. The purpose of Interact English Speech Contests are to promote the vision, mission, and spirit of Rotary and Interact, to provide an opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities, to strengthen the friendship among Interact Club and members. The contestants have drawn for the speaking order. This is the order for the first day, and this is the order for the second day from contestant number 28 to contestant number 55. And we also have an addition of contestant number 21 and 26 who experienced connection failure yesterday. So our contest today will be started by contestant number 21, 26, and then followed by contestant number 28 to 55. All speeches are to be substantially original. Any quoted material must be identified during the speech presentation. And the theme of the contest this year are humanity or community service, environment, or creating world peace. The time for the speech contest is 3 to 4 minutes. A contestant will be disqualified from the contest if the speech is less than 3 minutes or more than 4 minutes and 30 seconds. The timer will be activated as follows, and please all contestants make sure you pin the timer so you can see it clearly in your screen. Green background at 3 minutes, yellow background at 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and red background at 4 minutes, and will stay on until the speaker has finished speaking. No notice will be given if a speaker goes over time. In the event of light failure, 30 seconds will be granted to the speaker. And in case of connection failure, which we experienced yesterday, the contestant is allowed to reattempt his or her speech one more time at a later turn after relog into the Zoom. So contestant, please coordinate with your club coach in case this connection failure happened. Timing starts with the first word uttered or when the speaker uses any form of communication to the audience. There will be 30 seconds of silence between contestants for the judge to mark their ballot. The result of this contest will be announced on the 15th of November on the event of World Interact Week. And once the result has been announced, all decisions are final. So good luck to all contestants. Do your best, but make sure you enjoy the contest. Back to you, MC Ben.
All right, let's day 2 begin. Our first contestant will be contestant 21, Gresha Salsabella Witak, presenting Plants Have Feelings Too. Gresha Salsabella Witak, Plants Have Feelings Too.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are, and you can start, Gracia.
There is a saying, if you want to be happy for a lifetime, be a gardener. At first, I didn't understand what it meant. To me, there was no correlation between someone's happiness and being a gardener. A gardener is a gardener. His happiness depends on how he goes through his life. But then I started to believe that being a gardener could make someone happy after seeing my neighbor. I knew he really loved gardening. There are lots of different types of flowers he planted in front of his house. He takes care of the flowers every single day, morning and afternoon, like he's taking care of a baby. The funny thing was, sometimes he talked to the flowers. He was like communicating with them. I was thinking he had the power of reading plants' mind. One day, I asked him why he talked to the flowers. Those flowers didn't have mouth to reply what you say to them. He answered me nicely. He said, they surely don't have mouth, but they have feelings. They can feel how much you love them. That is the best fertilizer for them. And the most important thing is watching them grow can lift up your spirit and bring happiness. I still didn't understand what he meant at that time until one day our Intra Club conducted a program of planting 1,000 trees for Kupang. It was a program to help the government in fighting the global warming and climate changes. We planted the trees in one of the city gardens in Kupang. When we arrived there, well, there's some trees, but it almost died. Why? All of us know that Indonesia has 2 seasons, dry season and rainy season. In Kupang, dry season lasts longer than rainy season. Can you imagine that? We are lack of waters, and because of that, we only care about ourselves. We don't care about the trees. Even people say, why do we have to water the trees? It will still be alive. After planting the trees, my clothes were so dirty because we had to dig holes on the rocky land and water the plants. We had so much fun that day. I finally realized that planting trees can make me happy. It can also help reduce the air pollution in the city where we live. Since then, I started to take care of all the plants in front of my yard, morning and afternoon. During this pandemic, I have more time to take care of the plants I already have. A quote says, when humanity serves nature, nature serves humanity. When we serve plants, they too serve us in return. We can't just say, plants are plants. What's the importance of it? But plants are God's creation. God created them for us so we can live. And God wants us to take care of them. But we just didn't care. So start planting trees or flowers in front of your yard. Take a good care of them, and you will see what they give you in return. I am Bella. Let's make our earth green again. Thank you.
All right, 30 seconds for the judges. Okay, for our next speaker, we have participant 26, Joanne Angeline Nata Margana, presenting Save It Now. Save It Now, Joanne Angeline Nata Margana.
Am I audible?
Yes.
September 1st, 2020. The Jakarta Post posted that five villages in Rotendao were suffering from clean water shortage as the result of extreme drought. The water crisis has been ongoing since July 2020. Women and children had to walk for more than 5 kilometers to get clean water, while those who could afford to buy water had to spend 200 till 300,000 rupiah for 5,000 liter water tank. Water is the most essential, perishable, and precious resource on earth. It is very important for the continuation of life on the earth. It is the most basic need of human beings, animals, plants, and other microorganisms. However, crisis of clean water is now becoming one of the biggest problems in the world. Disaster Mitigation Agency stated that the dry season, which tends to peak in October, threatened to disrupt food supplies to 16 out of 22 regencies and municipalities. I cannot imagine how hard to live in a place with no clean water supply. Those people have no other choices. They have to do whatever they can to survive, like a group of villagers in Sumba who collect rainwater during rainy season to be used in dry season. They use the water for washing clothes, cooking, and drinking. It is so pity. I felt like I was a person who never be grateful. I live in a place that is so much better than them. Things I wanted are provided. If I want to take a bath, I can simply turn on the tap. If I want to drink fresh water, I can take from the dispenser. I never thought that what I did was only wasting water, while other people out there had to struggle to clean water. Joining Interact Club has totally changed me. I have been a member for 1.5 years. I have visited places like dump sites, orphanage homes, refugees camp, and many other places that teach me to be someone who is different. I believe that being an interactor will give me access to help many other people, especially children. I know that to solve this water crisis is not easy, and I am only a 13-year-old girl. Now, I don't have any capacity to provide clean water to those who need, but by doing simple things at home, like being wise in using water, is the only way I can do for now. I am asking everyone who take part of this contest, all fellow interactors, committee, even all the judges, to do the same thing. I know it sounds impossible, but at least we try. I believe that whatever we do today will be paid off someday. Remember, we just have to do our part and let God do the rest. Michael Simpson said, "Water belongs to us all. Nature did not make the sun one person's property, nor air, nor water, cool and clear. So we are all responsible to save the water." I am Nata. Thank you.
All right, judges, 30 seconds.
No? Start noting?
What was that? Our next speaker will be speaker number 28, Nabila Yanwarita, presenting Combating Plastic Waste for the Environment. Combating Plastic Waste for the Environment, Nabila Yanwarita.
Combating plastic waste for environment.
Good afternoon of judges and audiences. In this great occasion, let me, Nabila Emerita, one of interactor from SMK Bagimu Negeriku, convey my ideas on how important it is to care the environment like caring from maintaining the clean lives of the environment from plastic waste. Do you know second fact about plastic? Well, actually it's not a good news, but I believe that you should know it. Plastic is very easy to find in daily life in Indonesia. It's in coffee cups, shopping bags, snack packaging, bottled water, and exercise. Plastic has always been a major problem of environmental pollution. Neither of plastic waste not easy to decompose, and it takes hundreds of years to decompose and make plastic waste continues to accumulate day after day. According to Indonesian statistics, every day Indonesian generates around 175,000 of waste, about 14% tons a day of plastic. I've been to garbage dump in Lampung, Sukamenanti. And you know, their plastic waste piles up like a mountain. Really, I'm so sad to see that. And unfortunately, the phenomena also happen in another place. Do you aware that come from the plastic that we use and throw away every day make environment damage? Interact has taught me about loving for environment. Maybe some of you have the question, can I do something about plastic waste? Yes, you can. Jan, what can we do? We can participate in reducing plastic use and replacing with materials that are more environmentally friendly, like cardboard box, using tote bags, and do not throw plastic waste away, but we can recycle it into more useful items, such as making flour from plastic, and we can make glass from plastic drinking, and we can make a lampion. Like this example, I make this flower from plastic. These are fantastic, right? And I make lampion from the bottles. This is can for study, and I can effort we can create program for the community. Plastic recycling is fantastic. Yes, plastic recycling is fantastic. We can inviting all people to be able to collect this plastic, which can be exchanged for useful items that we have recycled earlier. So it's really a shame if we throw plastic bottles and plastic bags away. This will help reduce plastic waste and not just throw it away. By recycling plastic waste, then it's in school, in the family, recycle with family and beyond. Let's start reducing the use of plastic in our daily life and switch to eco-friendly products and start turning plastic waste is something useful. And by doing this, I believe we can reduce the amount of plastic waste in our cycle. We can create better and healthier environment for ourselves, our family, and our beloved country, Indonesia. Thank you.
30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. Our next speaker will be number 29, Kenny Napoleon Soliman Amalo with Peace Leads to Happiness. Peace Leads to Happiness, Kenny Napoleon Soliman Amalo.
Is contestant number 29 present?
We have contestant number 29. Kinney. Does not look like it's. Going once, going twice. Skip, okay. So we're gonna skip and go on to contestant number 30, Ni Cadet Amara Diva Chayani. The importance of environmental cleanliness. The importance of environmental cleanliness. Ni Cadet Amara Diva Chayani.
Om Swastiastu. Best wishes for all of us. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the honorable judges and audience. I'm so honored that I have a chance to deliver my speech to all of you today. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine that we'll live in a filthy environment. Imagine that we'll live in an environment without clean water and there's nothing left. Then what can we do to survive? In Indonesia, the issue of environmental hygiene has always been a debate and growing problem. Indonesia is a country with the second most plastic waste after China. Meanwhile, if we calculate it from the percentage of unprocessed plastic waste, Indonesia is one of the highest in the world. As much as 87% of 3.8 million tons of plastic waste disposed of each year are floating in the sea, which means that every resident of Indonesia coast is responsible for 17.2 kilograms of plastic waste floating and poisoning marine animals. The honorable judges and audience, the government has taken various ways to reduce waste production in Indonesia. One of them is to prohibit the use of single-use plastic and replace it with a cloth bag that is currently circulating in Indonesia. With the government already trying to reduce waste production in Indonesia, we must also start working with the government through small things. We can imitate developed countries, one of which is Japan. Japan is a country known for its disciplinary attitude, which is applied in everyday life. It can be seen from the clean Japanese environment, even though there are no trash bins on the side of the road. This is inversely proportional to the conditions of environments in Indonesia, where with so many trash bins available, there are still people who took garbage inappropriately. Ladies and gentlemen, this is still underestimated by some people where these small things actually has a big enough impact on the condition of the environment in Indonesia, especially their tourist destination. Let's just give Bali an example. With large number of tourists coming, waste began to increase along with lack of awareness of visiting public. Ladies and gentlemen, by keeping the environment clean, we get many benefits, including being free from all disease. In addition, we get is pollution decreasing. The honorable judges and audience, let's be an inspiration to others with our actions. For example, me as an intern, we all as the part of Rotary, inspiring one person, and with one person inspiring again 3 people, and 3 people inspiring again 9 people, and it continues. Without you knowing it, by acting and inspiring others, you have an impact on people in the environment. The honorable judges and audience, many things have become the strengths of this country, but why we always glorify other countries? If we want this country to be better and even better in the future, don't just shoot the government for any shortcomings in this country, but work together as part of this country. If only the government works, but we as the society don't works, hard work before will be meaningless. Therefore, from now on, let's act together to advance this country to be better and even better in the future. With every single thing, first namely by keeping the environment around us clean and inspiring everyone to act. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not enough to know, we have to apply. Desire is not enough, we have to do. It is not just about whether you understand or not, but how do you behave towards it. So, that's all about my speech today. If there's a word, I apologize. I'm Amara Diva from Intrek Bali Kota Gangga. Hopefully with this speech, we'll be even more concerned about environmental cleanliness. Thank you for your nice attention and have a nice day. Om Santi, 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 Om.
All right, 30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. Our next speaker is number 31, Michelle Ava Alvin Mambu. Give peace a chance. Give peace a chance. Michelle Ava Alvin Mambu.
Excuse me before I start my speech. Is my voice clear enough?
Yes, it is.
Perfect now, Michelle. You can start.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, let us thank God who has given us mercies and blessings, so we can gather here in good condition and happy situation. My name is Michelle Ava from the Interact Club of Surabaya. I would like to say thank you to the committee who has given me an opportunity to deliver a speech on the topic creating world peace. Peace is a moment when people feel stress-free and calmness with themselves and others around them. It is also when everyone wants to live their own life happily in perfect harmony and freedom. Peace means much more than just no war nor fighting. Some people may ask, why is peace important? Well, without it, there would be a lot of violent conflicts and criminal acts. Peace makes us more connected with others. It makes us understand and feel what others feel. It also makes us feel good to be someone who spreads positive vibes. In fact, we have a big potential to create world peace because humans are capable to do great and uplifting actions for it. So, what's world peace? World peace can be defined as no war, no injustice, and no hunger. These states can be fulfilled if all people want to understand and respect human rights. Talking about human rights are rights and freedom that are owned by every person in this world from the day they were born until their death. These rights can never be taken away, and it can protect us on our daily life. For example, your right to speak up your own opinions, your right to have a privacy and private family life, your right to be educated, your right to choose your own religion, and your right to be treated in a proper and fair way. For these single rights, we have come to a more complex situation of the society level. If we can become tolerant and try to respect others' rights, then we can do bigger things at the next level to create world peace. Now, talk about the bigger picture. What can we do to create world peace? First, creating equal justice for women and men. Gender inequality is one of the strongest push factors of conflicts. In some parts of the world, these problems still exist where their mindset is that men can do much better than women. This practice has affected many aspects and hindered many goals in the society. Second, religions and beliefs. There are lots of religions and beliefs around the world. For example, Catholic, Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, Muslim, Confucius, Jewish, and many more. People have freedom of choosing their own religion and its practice. However, there are lots of conflicts happen around the world which caused by religion differences. People must be taught about how important it is to respect others' religions and beliefs rather than consider it by differences among us. The third one is political beliefs and values. All countries in the world has their own law. And of course, there are many different perspectives of politics within. Unfortunately, these differences have brought many conflicts in some countries. The government understanding about the different politics perspectives must be resolved by stating the law firmly. And the last one is be the agents of change. The strongest factor of creating world peace must come from ourselves by having awareness of the importance of world peace. We must dare to be the agents of change by promoting justice, equality, unity, and harmony for the people. So, those are some steps that we can do to create world peace. Not just talking, but try to believe and work on it. We can make those giant steps by starting with little steps from ourselves through our communities and societies. And don't forget to give peace a chance. That's all from me. Thank you. Have a good time.
30 seconds to the judges to mark their ballots. Our next speaker is speaker number 32, Kaynard Caleb Adu. A choice for being a blessing. A choice for being a blessing, Kaynard Caleb Adu.
Before I start my speech, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
In my understanding, every child has the right to go to school and learn, regardless of who they are, where they live, or how much money their family has. A child must live in a place where it's safe and healthy. But what I saw in the dam side, a place I visited for my first project in Intra Club, life seemed upside down there. Children didn't have the rights that they're supposed to have. According to the statistical data in 2019, noted that 112,000 children drop out of school in the province of East Nusa Tenggara, and 4.3 million kids stay out of school in Indonesia. Through the community services, I have opportunities to help them in my capacity as interactor. We manage a halfway house for the kids at the city dam site and visit them in a regular basis. We teach them how to read, write, and also maintain cleanliness. We have been doing these projects for 2 years, and we can see the changes in the kids we serve. They behave better, they began to like reading more, and they look much cleaner than they used to be. We run education programs not only at the city dam site, but we also went to schools in suburbs and villages. The Interact community services have taken me to many places to serve others. Meeting and serving them taught me to be more grateful, humble, and also sensitive with what's happening around me. Through community services, we could practice and improve our leadership skills, problem solving, time management, working in a team, and also communicate in a better way. Helping others is not only good for them and a good thing to do, it also makes us happier and healthier too. Giving also connects us to others, creating stronger communities and helping to build a happier society for everyone. And it is not all about money. We can also give our time, ideas, and energy. Now let me share a little experience that made me feel so happy and being useful for others. I remembered when I visited an orphanage homes, I met with 100 of unfortunate kids. They looked lonely and lack of family's attention. From the first sight, I fall in love with those kids. We tried to make them happy by entertaining them, giving them toys, and also playing together with them. They laughed and laughed happily. I wanted to cry seeing them like they have forgotten their burden being orphans for a while. I totally agree with the statement that volunteering is an essential part of preparing us to take responsibility as open-minded, principled citizens in a global community. We get to interact with people who have vastly different backgrounds and learn patience and empathy as we develop a global perspective. Interactors and audiences. The quality of your life will be determined by the quality of your contribution. When you work to improve the lives of others, your lives improves automatically. I'm Kennard, challenge you to be the blessings for others.
All right, 30 seconds for the judges to mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker is speaker 33, Heavy Ananda. Every day is great. Every day is great. Heavy Ananda.
Before I start my speech, am I audible?
Yes.
Can everyone see me?
Yes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the educators and all the participants of Intra English Speech Contest 2020. My name is Heavy Ananda, and I'm from Subtra Vocational High School. In this special occasion, I'm going to deliver my speech. Everyone, can you imagine a world without people smiling? Well, I would like to tell you a little bit about my story. So when I was a child, My parents always scolded me because my face is often gloomy and seemed expressionless. They always told me to smile, but I thought a smile will only add to wrinkles. And then my mom did not agree with it and she said, if you don't smile, it will make you look more scary and make the other people feel uncomfortable. It's better for you to smile. It can give you and other people positive vibes. But yeah, I didn't really listen to my mom at the time. I'm still lazy to smile and I didn't care about others. But now I know that she's right. I can imagine what will happen to the world if everyone did the same thing like I used to be. So what I'm going to talk today is about creating world peace. What do you have in your mind if I talk about peace? It's definitely something comfortable like peace, a situation and a comfortable feeling in the stage of mutual respect, nurture, also love. I've ever heard the quote, peace is not something you wish for. It's something you make, something you do, something you are, and something you give away. From a former The Beatles vocalist, John Lennon. We all should be aware of what he said. Peace will not exist if our mindset only want it from others. We must realize and want to act from ourselves, and then we are willing to do good to others. With that, we will all automatically create peace for all of us. Well, in this day and age, many news spreads easily without knowing the authenticity and the truth of the news. So this news makes many people feel confused about the truth that happening right now. People become increasingly distrustful of their environment. Many blame each other, blaming the government for not being able to meet needs and others. We have discussed about a world without people smiling. And now, we face the world with no handshaking, we have to do the social distancing, and no other physical interaction at all. Terrifying, right? It feels like we live in a prison. Talking about prison, nowadays we are living in a concept of quarantine. Because of a virus that are spreading all over the world, the COVID-19 virus. This virus gives us a huge impacts. We can't have the physical interaction, our activities are limited, many items have become scarce, many outfits are expensive, the country's economy is now weakened or destroyed. Especially now that everything is completely online. There are more and more hoaxes spreading on internet platforms. Well, because of that, we all must be able to survive and become individuals who are good at using social media, as good at sharing out information. To create world peace, we can start from the simplest way. We can always be grateful. Grateful for our life which are still better. We can still survive today. We can still be smiling, happy, sad, and grateful for everything that we have until now. The world is struggling right now. We are all struggling to feel tomorrow, to feel comfortable in life, to achieve our dreams, to live successfully for the people we care about. Especially in the current state of quarantine, things are becoming increasingly difficult to find money, to survive, and so on. Therefore, let's start creating world peace with gratitude every day and always provide positive energy so that we can support each other. That's all I can say in my speech. Hopefully, this can motivate and inspire all of us to create world of peace. Thank you for your attention.
Right, 30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker is speaker 34, Christiani Manafe with diversity. Diversity, Christiani Manafe. Anytime you're ready. Christiana, you gotta unmute your microphone.
Good evening, judges, interactors, and audience. My name is Kristen, and thank you for this opportunity. Have you ever been compared to someone because of your skin color, the way your hair looks, your grades, or the size of your body? Well, I have. When I was little, I always tried to find a way to be better than the person that I was compared to. Every day, I watched videos on how to score higher grades, and I went to endless additional lessons. It was exhausting, a waste of time and energy. But as I grew up, I've learned to appreciate myself more. It doesn't matter if I'm no better than someone or what people say about me, because everyone is different. Being different is not a problem, it's our strength. Take a look at our fingers. We have 5 of them, each created for a different function. Heavy weight could not possibly be lifted by one hand. You need 10 of your fingers and both of your hands to be able to lift heavy weight. Thus, being an Indonesian, I realized that Indonesia is made of more than 17,000 islands. Because of this, there will be different ethnic groups, languages, traditions, and cultures. So we must learn to appreciate our differences as that make us more unique. Every person is created with their own strengths and weaknesses. They are made to contribute to society. Because of this, we need to tolerate each other so everyone can live peacefully. Even though Indonesia is still confronted with many obstacles, such as various communal violent conflicts, we must realize and acknowledge that our independence was achieved as a result of our struggles to unite our differences. Therefore, as the next generation, let's give our best to our nation without disrespecting our differences. Right now, because of the pandemic, our nation is facing the same burden as many other countries in the world. Let us all join hands to lift this burden together. Together with our partners, Rotarians, Interactors, and Retractors, I believe that we can make changes to create world peace. Look at the sky, how beautiful it is, and how many colors it has. It is because of its differences, just like diversity. So being different is our strength. I am Interactor Kristen, a next generation young peacemaker. Thank you.
All right, so after this speech here, we are going to take a 5-minute break. The current time is 4:55 in Bali. So at the top of the hour, at the beginning of the hour, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock, wherever you're at, we will continue again. 5-minute break. Okay, we are back. Are all the judges present and accounted for?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, let's keep it going, keep it rolling. Our next speaker, number 35, Ni Ketut Nandi Octaviani. Make a better world. Make a better world. Ni Ketut Nandi Octaviani.
Before I start my speech, am I audible?
Yes.
Can I start now?
Yes.
Om Swastiastu. Good afternoon, judges and all the contestants. My name is Niketut Nadi Octaviani. I'm from Intrak Bali Bengawan, and today I'm going to talk about environment. But before that, let me thank God, my parents, and everyone who support me to join this competition. And now, I will gladly deliver my speech to you. Our environment consists of all living beings as well as their surroundings. People say that good people will create good environment will create good people. Is that true? Humans are the most influential in environmental change. A lot of humans' activities affect on environmental change. Some of those are global warming and plastic problem. The use of plastic could increase the global warming. People also say that we have two houses in this world, our body and our environment. So we need to take care both of them. We take care of our body a lot, but what have we done to our environment? Indonesia is a huge country with a huge population too. It is not impossible if we become the largest plastic waste contributor in the world. That's why we need to get over of this plastic problem. We need to reduce, reuse, and recycle. We can start it from a small thing. As examples, we can make a bag of straw by weaving it. We not only recycling, we also reduce and reuse the trash. We also can make pots from plastic bottles, so we're not only reduce, reuse, and recycling, but we also take care of the environment by growing plants. We can make a lot of things by using trash, so why don't we try? People might think, how can this make a big impact for our environment? But can you imagine if all people all around the world do this? It would change our environment into a better world. But if we want everybody to do this, we need to start it from ourselves. We need to always remember the butterfly effect, that a small things could make a big change. So we don't need to talk big. It is useless if we have a lot of good ideas, but never do it anyway. All we need to do is talk less and do more. We only have one world, one life, and one chance to keep. We need to save the environment from our own action. Save the planet, save the world. Thank you. Om Santi Santi Santi.
All right, 30 seconds for the judges to mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker will be number 36, Ezra Satvika Narawangsa, Growing Your Own Food. growing your own food? Ezra, Satwika, Narawangsa.
Yes, before I start, is my voice clear enough?
Yes,
or
it is.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody, other interactors, judges alike. My name is Muhammad Ezra Satwika Narawangsa, and I am from Surabaya Persada Interact Club. So, during this pandemic, there's been many changes around us, and health issues are gaining more and more awareness among us. In this condition, we have to adapt to new things. Nowadays, we have to eat much healthier food. And also, this is a need due to COVID being a virus, and viruses can only be cured by our own immune system and not drugs or medicines. So, we need the immune system to be stronger and healthier. Because we need to eat a lot of food that's healthier, some people have started to doubt the quality of fresh products that's being sold. And this affects many family and society itself. That is why growing your own food is a good and wise choice. By farming or growing your own food, it comes with many benefits. Some of those are, number one, sense of accomplishment. Why is this important? Well, for those who have been pressured by work or chores or school and such, this can be a motivation to do things. If you feel accomplished because you successfully grew vegetables that you feed to yourself or your family, you might be more motivated and happier to do your daily routines. Being happy also boosts the immune system. Number two, a healthier environment. What I mean by a healthier environment is you have a greener surrounding and thus you get more oxygen and results in a better respiratory system. And also, not to mention that it produces a stronger immune system. And the fact that plants and trees are also able to detox toxins and poisons alike, well, in the air at least. Number three, no need to worry about having strange substances added to your plants. Why? Because you are the one growing your own food, of course. Number four, not having to worry about space. What I mean is that because methods of growing plants have been evolving the past few decades, it doesn't need as much space as it used to be. Hence, it doesn't even need soil now to plant. For example, we can now use plastic bottles as planters for the plant vegetables. So not only do we farm, but also we recycle and reduce plastic waste. Through Interact's vision and mission, which are be bond, be linked, be smart, be creative, and shared, I will explain how I can implement it into real-life action. As an interactor, I can bond and link with other interactors through a share of knowledge on how to do urban farming or growing your own food. When we have a topic to discuss, we can find the smartest, the most creative, and the cheapest way to do farming. When we succeed on our own project, we can share it through other Interact clubs that can channel through their Rotary clubs all over the globe, maybe. So the small things we do can have an impact on the world. As a person who has done this, I can guarantee all the points are a fact. And I will say as a disclaimer, yes, it will take time, so be patient. Yes, it needs effort, so bear with it. Yes, this will also need budget, but it will surprise you that it doesn't need as much as expected. And I assure you, it is easy. When they grow healthy and green, you will feel very relieved and a sense of accomplishment. So just give it a shot. I also believe if we do nature good, nature will also do us good as well. Thank you for listening to my speech today, and good luck for those who is after me. I am Muhammad Ezra Satwika Narawangsa from Surabaya Persada Interact Club. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker, speaker 37, Marcelo Peltz, Making a Difference. Making a Difference, Marcelo Peltz.
Before I start my speech, am I audible?
Yes.
One quote from Mother Teresa that inspires me a lot says, "If you can't feed 100 people, then feed just one." I didn't have any idea how to help people in my age. I hear very often people say, "I will help people and donate when I am rich." Or some others will say, "I will serve the community when I am old." I was wondering if it was true that I needed to grow up to help others, until one of my senior classmates introduced me to Interact Club, where I was taken to a number of places I had never been there before. Even I had never thought that I would see a dump site. Whatever I saw, only trash and trash. 100 kids lived there with their families, dirty and smelly. Later, I went to Rumah Juta Mimpi, a center of learning for children dropped out of school, and many more places that made me feel sad seeing those kids. But at the same time, I learned how to be grateful for what I have. I found the facts that 160,000 kids stayed out of school according to official data issued by the Department of Statistics, mostly caused by three main reasons, which is poverty, unavailability, and lastly but not least, accessibility. And more than 30% of 5.4 million people lived in poverty in East Nusa Tenggara province. It seems impossible for me to do these things as I am only 13, but the impossible thing to do has become possible since I joined Interact Club. I involved myself in community service projects where I volunteer myself to help others or to help improve my community. Wow, it's an amazing thing, isn't it? By participating in community service, I can also meet new friends and share new thoughts and ideas to do interesting projects in club. One thing that I would like to share with you that volunteering helps you counteract the effects of anger, stress, and anxiety. I fact that volunteering makes you feel happy. Believe me, volunteering makes you stay physically healthy. Studies have found that those who volunteer have a lower mortality rate than those who do not. Older volunteers tend to walk more, find it easier to cope with everyday tasks, and are less likely to develop high blood pressure, and also have better thinking skill. It happened to me every time after doing volunteering works. I feel so happy and relief from my stress and anxiety. During the pandemic, we still did a number of community service in different ways as we wanted to keep the health protocol well applied. Only several interactors were allowed to go. We went out on a mask wearing campaign, distributing foods for the needy who got affected by COVID-19, and also distributing toys to kids in remote areas. I never imagined I could do so many things in my age. Sometimes, being kind allows others to see the goodness in humanity through you. Think of good things and do good always. Never put off till tomorrow for what you can do for others or for your community today, because sometimes later becomes never. I am Sholo, proud to be an interactor.
30 seconds for the silence for the judges to mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker will be speaker 38, Joseph Amadeus. Little things for our environment. Little things for our environment, Joseph Amadeus.
Excuse me, is my voice clear now?
Your voice is clear.
Okay, I start now. For my dear judges and judges, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear audience, you might have seen the photos of a river full of plastic bags, a whale swallowing a plastic web, or a penguin entangled in a plastic sealer. This is a painful and sad incident that can be a serious problem in this world. In the market, you buy instant noodle. Before working, you buy a bottle of coffee, and you buy a cup of popcorn in the cinema. Plastic is everywhere without we realize. And the worst thing is, this non-organic trash is difficult to be decomposed. And finally, cause environmental pollution. As to be known, Indonesia is the second biggest trash contributor in the world after China. Now that's something to be proud, isn't it? My name is Joseph Amadeus from Nusa Putra Vocational High School, majoring in the multimedia. I'm standing here to deliver my speech about little things that we can do at school for our environment. Dear audience, keeping environment doesn't mean you have to do it something big. We can start with the little things like our school does. As a form of concern, our school reduces the use of plastic package in the canteen, such as no longer sell bottled drink. As the replacement, they use the reusable glass. Students are also asked to bring tumbler. They can get a refill water from dispenser provided. No more food wrapped in the mica instead of using reusable plates. Students are also advised to bring supplies. Those behaviors have a big impact on reducing the plastic trash in my school. In addition, my school carry out social action, like collecting plastic trash and donate it into a trash banks. Moreover, in cultural art lesson, we are taught to make plastic trash more useful, like making flowers and shopping bags. These crafts have been exhibited when the parents come to school in the end of the semester. After the policy has done, which usually the amount of plastic trash is from 8 bags per day, become 5 bags per day. Imagine if all the schools in Semarang do the same. It will reduce 3 bags per day. Multiply 1,023 schools equals 3,069 bags per day. What about in a month? In a year? 10 years? What a lot of benefit that we get. So, let's start from now and be consistent for our environment. Together we can. I'm Joe. Thanks for your attention.
All right, 30 seconds of silence for the judges to cast their ballots, to mark their ballots. Our next speaker, speaker 39, Maria Paula Delac, a little sacrifice for some greater good. A little sacrifice for some greater good, Maria Paula Delac.
Am I audible?
Yes.
A week ago, I saw a child sorting through a garbage bag with bottles. I immediately went to him and asked, "Hello, what are you doing there?" He looked at me and told me that I was searching for something to eat from the leftover food thrown away. That answer shocked me. I instantly responded by offering him a piece of bread that I kept in my pocket. You know, the happiness that shone on the boy's face was amazing. Wow, a small contribution such as that piece of bread could mean the whole world for some people if we do it sincerely. I'm Interactor Paula. I have been serving the community as an interactor since 2008. Fellows, I'm aware that many people out there are struggling to find a place to live. Life is an irony, isn't it? When all I used to worry about is to live in a mansion, there also are people like them who can only dream of a roof above their head, so one day they could sleep well at the night, covered from the rain, heat, and the wind. These people have no other option. They have to live off the crap what we throw away and eat from the left of what we waste. That's the reality that I see in Damsai Ada in Kupang, a place where I did my first humanitarian work as an interactor. At first, I found myself a little bit hesitant when I was asked to join a community service in slum place like that. I was disgusted just by thinking of the smell, the dirt, and the trash. Oh man! However, mission after mission, week after week, I started to feel the empathy for the kids and forget all those stinky smells. I taught them how to read and write. We sang together, shared food. I even bathed them. Their smiles when I cleaned their dusty face always put me in tears. A strong bond between me and the kids are built. I know it's not easy to be consistent in community service, but I learned to make a little sacrifice for some greater good to someone. I also learned to stay humble and grateful for what I have. Community service has helped me to be a better person. This is my time to be changed. It's your time as well. Remember, if they don't give up, neither should I. I will continue to take initiative to serve them. Open opportunities. Remember, no one has become poorer by giving. Let's help these people have a better life they deserve, and we can be the part of it. I'm Interactor Paula. Thank you for listening.
All right, judges, 30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. Our next speaker will be speaker 40, Putu Ayu Amelia Priyandini, presenting The Environment. The Environment, Putu Ayu Amelia Priyandini.
Excuse me, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Om Swastiastu. The Honorable, the juries, and all contestants of English speech contest. Have a nice day, everyone. Good afternoon. Let me introduce myself. My name is Putu Ayu Amelia Priyandini, and I'm from Bali. To be honest, I'm a little nervous, but I hope you will listen to my speech to the end. Before I begin to deliver this speech, I would like to invite you to thank to God Almighty, who has given us mercy and blessing so we can meet together in this place. Today, I would like to deliver a speech about the environment. Ladies and gentlemen, environment is a place where living life in this world. In addition,
Humans can be spared from the environment. Therefore, we must keep our environment clean and we can live comfortably. We must maintain cleanliness because the cleanliness is a reflection of the healthy environment. Keeping the environment clean can be started with the simple things. For example, disposing of trash in this place, cleaning the house, and planting trees for help reduce air pollution and much more. Ladies and gentlemen, currently, the awareness to maintain the cleanliness of the environment is very concerning. We behave like we don't care about our environment. And then, who will be responsible for our environment? Of course, we have to take responsibility for cleaning up our environment. If we don't protect the environment, of course, various diseases such as dengue fever will be arise. Realize that our environment is an interlinked system between one and another. If one part is broken, and then the other parts also will feel the consequences. Therefore, let's stop destroying the forest and deforestation are the only important aspect of the business without going to care about our environment. Ladies and gentlemen, preserve our environment is an expression of our gratitude to the Creator. That is the speech that I can say. I'm sorry if there are mistakes in delivering this speech. And don't forget to keeping our environment clean. Thank you for your attention and good afternoon. Om Santi 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 Om.
Right, 30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker will be speaker 41, Richard Hansen Weerajaya, air pollution. Air pollution, Richard Hansen Weerajaya.
Is my voice clear?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, my name is Richard Hansen Weerajaya. Thank you very much for the time which is given to me. Today, I would like to deliver my speech. Air pollution. Do you know what is air pollution? Air pollution is mix of particle and gases in the air. Air pollution is also come from smokes from the vehicle. It mix and will contain some carbon monoxide and it will dangerous for our air. We also can from burning the rubbish. People nowadays still think that when they burn the rubbish, it will be run out. But do you know what the effect of that? The effect that is there's some carbon monoxide and harmful gases for our health. Because when you inhale the smokes, it will very dangerous and can make you sick or also death. And lack of trees. Lack of trees nowadays happen in a big city. Why I say that it happened in big city? Because the number of land uses have been converted into a building, housing, or anything else. So when there's no trees, there's no anything to help you to neutralize the air. Here is some impact of air pollution. One of them causes respiratory distress because the air that we inhale humans contains pollution that harmful to the respiratory. The depletion of the ozone layer that occurs due to more carbon monoxide air also it makes ozone layer to be eroded and be thinner. Exit rate. Acid-rain here happen because the smokes and the carbon monoxide mixing with cloud and will happen with some water and it will happen acid rain. So the solution that we can do are first you can plant some trees. Well, one house need to plant one tree minimum. It need to plant one trees and also make some small garden. It was very helpful for us because it will neutralize the air. You also can use bicycle or walk if the distance is short, or you can use electric vehicle that if you want to go someplace near your city. And also you can use this method 3R: reuse, reduce, and recycle. Why we should use that? Because I will give you some example that you can use plastic bottle, you can make some flower, you can also make some art, and maybe you can make some trees, anything else that you can do. It will be very helpful for you because it will help you to reuse and recycle it. That's all about my presentation. That's all for about my speech. Thank you.
30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker will be speaker 42, Marpin Julian C. Hassali, Human Influence on Environmental Condition. The Human Influence on Environmental Condition, Marpin Julian C. Hassali.
Before I start my speech, am I audible?
Yes.
3 days ago, I had a very shocking day. I was on my way to buy some snack in a market near my house when I smelled something very bad. The smell came from a trash bin full of wet waste on the corner of a store. I almost threw up because the smell was so strong. When I got into the market, wow, I saw lots of plastic bags were scattered on the floor. After coming back from the market, a question came up into my mind. How much waste produced in Kupang every day? I was so shocked when I was searched on the internet that Kupang produces 250 tons of waste every single day. 250 tons a day in Kupang. How about the other cities? How about Jakarta, Bali, Surabaya, and the other big cities in Indonesia? I'm pretty sure that those big cities produces millions tons of waste every day. I can't imagine how this life will be if we were surrounded by garbage. No more fresh air, no more clean and cozy environment, no more fresh and healthy food. Life would be so miserable. We can't deny that we also take a big part in the situation. Many actions of us have brought big change to this planet, resulting in many environmental problems. Increasing demand for technologies and industries is one of key factors that cause many problems on the planet Earth, besides pollution, overpopulation, climate change, global warming, and the greenhouse effect. The big reason that poses a serious threat to our environment is the harmful gases in the air. The uncontrolled use of automobiles has increased their effect, which in turn makes harmful gases like carbon monoxide. The electronic appliances like air conditioners and refrigerators also contaminate air by the discharge of harmful substances. That's why I always feel funny when I am in the ATM room and the machine tries to convince me not to print the receipt to save the environment. How can a small ATM room having 2 ACs and 4 tube lights working 24 hours is asking me not to print the receipt to save the environment? Now the question is what you and me can do to save this environment, to save this planet. We can't say it's not our problem. It's government's problem. Let them fix this problem. No, but to me, it is everyone's problem. And the only way to solve this problem is get everyone involved. As interactors, we have to be the agent of changes. We create followers. Don't wait until the Earth Day to think about the environment because it takes every day's effort to save this environment, not only one day. You might question me how young people can contribute in saving this environment. It's not a simple matter. Well, I know it requires a big effort, but there are ways to do so. Doing simple things at home like saving water, planting trees or vegetables if you have more space at home, picking up litters if it's not yours, turn off your light when you leave your room, recycle and reuse can also make a big impact to this environment. Lady Bird Johnson says, the environment is where we all meet, where all of us have mutual interest, and it is one thing that all of us share. So let's create a world where the environment doesn't need our protection. A world where you and I and the next generation can enjoy the beauty of nature. I'm Interactors Marvin. Thank you for listening.
30 seconds, so 30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker will be speaker 43, Sandra Aretha Arianto, Towards a Better Earth. Towards a Better Earth, Sandra Aretha Arianto.
Before I start my speech, can you hear me?
Yes.
The honored judges and audience that I love, good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu, peace to all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, the result of research shows that carbon monoxide has decreased by almost 50% compared to last year. The planet greenhouse gas emissions have also fallen sharply. Everything happened because human mobility has stopped due to the pandemic. What happens when the pandemic is over and human mobility returns to normal? Everything will return as before if we don't care about it. My name is Sandra Aretha Arianto. I'm from Nusa Putra Vocational High School. I'm standing here to assure you that Earth needs us. Here are the simple ways what we can do during the pandemic that have a big impact toward better Earth. Everyone, we certainly wear a mask during the pandemic, right? Whoever the type of mask used is important to protect the environment. Using a surgical mask is not recommended. Not only is it priority equipment for healthy workers, but a surgical mask is disposable, which will increase the amount of stress. So, first, what we able to do towards better Earth is use 3-layer cloth mask. It is guaranteed to be safe and can be washed and used many times. Second, reduce the using of plastic at home and during daily activities. We know that plastic is not easy to be processed by nature. That's why we should increase our awareness to reduce the usage of plastic. Besides using KBRL, which can be used repeatedly, you can also reduce the usage of plastic at home and during daily activities, such as stop drinking mineral water in plastic bottle, then replace it in drinking bottle that can be washed and refilled. You can also replace the plastic straw with reusable non-plastic straw. I want to tell you a little bit my story. When I went to one of mall in my city, I bought a cup of drink, but the seller didn't give me a straw. So I asked the seller, and the seller said, if you want to use straw, you can use your own straw. And the fun fact is, the cup itself is made by paper. So I was thinking, oh, that's a nice idea. And that's environment friendly too. So That's the simple ways what we can do to save our Earth. Third ways is don't forget to unplug your electronic device. The use of electronic device emit carbon emissions that can be harmful to the environment. You can reduce this impact by reminding yourself to unplug your electronic device. And the last one is start walking and cycling. Start walking and cycling, which not only maintain physical mental health, but also useful for environment. But do not use gasoline and do not emit gases that pollute the air. There are many ways what we can do to save our Earth. Even though the world is hit by a pandemic, it doesn't mean we stop caring for nature. Let's move together towards a better Earth. For you, for me, for now, and then. I'm Sandra Reta. Thank you for your attention.
30 seconds of silence. The judges can mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker is number 44, NC Marcela Afi. Make a difference. Make a difference. NC Marcela Afi. Gotta unmute your mic, please.
Before I start my speech, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
One day, there was a man who went to search for his old notebooks among treasures in his neighbor domesite. Do you know what he found? He found a dead body of a child. He immediately took that body, washed it, and buried the body properly. From that day, he continues to search for that body in garbage bag with his wife. This man is Mr. Abdul Shattar Eddy, the founder and the head of the Eddy Foundation, a non-profit organization in Pakistan which has bought and buried over thousands of unclaimed bodies in Pakistan and India. His heart in the field of charity leads his name to be nominated for Nobel Peace Award. And today, he is running Pakistan's biggest network of ambulances and shelters. Everyone somehow affects the world in their own ways. People vote for various presidents, chosen leaders and causes, and sometimes they become the leaders themselves. However, some people want to change the world without touching politics. And just like Mr. Abdul Eddy, these people are the part of community service. They help orphanages and schools, they become volunteers for various events and make donations to help the world become better. Still, as though it may sound great, the volunteering requires hard work and strong commitment. Yet, helping others doesn't mean that I must be rich. Look at me. I'm just a senior high school student, but with sincerity, I have helped many people. Even helping out with the smallest task can make a real difference to the lives of people and animals in need. I've been participating in many community services as a member of an Interact Club for about a year. We, Interactors Kupang, always conducted social projects every week. We teach the kids how to read and write, give them access to literacy and youth hygiene. We also had a number of other activities such as medical camp, free trash campaign, beach cleanup, greening program, and mobile library. However, during pandemic, we still give our contribution by distributing masks and socializing a health protocol campaign around the city and places nearby. Serving people brings me a satisfaction from my inner soul which I cannot get from anything else. Significant improvement is seen in myself in aspect of social awareness and leadership skills since I engage in community service. Volunteering allows me to connect to my community and teaches me to appreciate my life more.
Being grateful used to be hard to do since I always look up and compare my life with my classmates. But understanding the situation of these unfortunate people, I began to realize that my situation is far better than theirs. I always receive my lunch money before I go to school, while they cannot even afford to continue their education. I am blessed and fortunate to have all my needs provided by my parents. The core value of the community service is to be the solution in the community. I notice many people tend to talk only and take no action when it comes to problem solving. Let me tell you that those kids don't need your pity. Your posts in social media will not provide any assistance, and your words means nothing without a real contribution. Take an action, join community service, and be an interactor. If not now, then when? If not us, then who? I am Nancy. Thank you for listening.
30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. Our next speaker will be speaker 45, Yazoo Renee Petra Allison, World Peace. World Peace, Yazoo Renee Petra Allison.
Hi, before I start, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hi, my name is Jays and I'm from Interact Club of Jimbaran and I will be presenting my speech about world peace. What is world peace? World peace is the concept of an ideal state of happiness, freedom, and peace within and among all living things on planet Earth. An idea of world without violence where nations try to work with each other instead of against. World peace could mean equal human rights, technology, free education for everyone, engineering, availability of medicine to all, and an end to all forms of violence. Now, some people may think, what is the point of peace? Why do we need it? Peace is one of the most important things in life to be able to thrive. When you are in a state that is not at peace, it can make you lost, confused, and frightened. Now, how exactly are you supposed to live life to the fullest if you are feeling these negative emotions? Stress can make us very sick. So peace can be considered as vital of importance. Inner peace can be achieved by meditating to let go of your ego and regrets. If everyone agrees to put their egos aside and to create peace in our society, nothing but greatness will emerge. Trying to create something beautiful for all of Earth's beings, having a peaceful mind in life, no one will spend energy and money on jealousy, fighting, and ultimately on wars. Instead, energy and money could be put towards building a better, peaceful society. Now that we know what world peace is and what it does, will we be able to achieve it? Simple. Become an expert at living. Now, what exactly does that mean? An expert at living isn't a person who never experiences greed, anger, or stupidity, but rather one who remains in firm control of these negative parts. Someone who is able to surmount his or her darkest negativity and display a peerless ability to resolve the conflict peacefully. Now, what generates this expert ability to resolve conflict? Wisdom and joy. Wise people are happy and happy people are wise. Let's take war, for example. The countries don't actually want to go to war. The leaders do. If enough people in the world's population became happy and wise, violence would be used far less often to solve conflict. If this pool of experts at living became large enough, we'd start seeing some of our leaders being picked among them. And if enough leaders were experts at living, war too would be used far less often to solve conflict. World peace is possible if all of us think it is possible. Yoko Ono, peace activist. It all starts from yourself, finding your inner peace and encouraging others to find theirs. Only then the world will be at peace. Peace is the desire of every beating heart. It is the hope of every nation, the pulse of every religious tradition, the goal of every prayer. Where war destroys and tears apart, peace builds, strengthens, and restores. At the same time, peace is personal, for each of us longs for security and tranquility in the face of troubles, anxiety, and chaos that often touch our lives. Peaceful revolution is the outcome of peaceful thinking. Peaceful minds make for a peaceful world. A peaceful society is a result of peaceful people. Therefore, peace can be established only when every single unit of society is ready to live in peace. Only those people can live in peace who are ready to remain patient regardless of the circumstances. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Jimi Hendrix. That is all. Thank you so much for your time. And that is it.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to have a 5-minute break. So if you're in Bali, it's 5:50. So at 55 past the hour, we will come back to finish the rest of the participants.
Okay, thank you.
All right, moving right along. Are the judges present and accounted for?
We are here, MC Ben.
Fantastic. Our next speaker is speaker 46, Veronica Annie Martono, with What Can We Do as an Interactor to Manage Trash? What can we do as an interactor to manage trash? Veronica Annie
Am I
Martono.
audible?
Yes.
Hello, Interactors. I'm Anne from the Interact Club of Surabaya, and I'm here to talk to you about trash management. I'd like to begin with a story about a project I did with my Interact Club last year. Along with the Rotary Club of Surabaya, we attempted to clean a small beach around Suramadu Beach. In a couple hours, we managed to collect not just hundreds, but tons of human waste. Plastic, metals, food packaging, baby diapers, and many more. This area was supposed to be a recreation spot, not a landfill. My example was just from one very small area, but trash is ubiquitous, scattered everywhere. And when they pile up in the environment, they will nevertheless cause immense problem in our future. Fortunately, there are many ways that we can do as individuals to mitigate this issue. In the following speech, I'm going to talk about 3 of these things, which are minimizing trash, throwing them in the right place, and educate other people. Most of the problem is caused by the immense amount of trash in the environment. We can use sustainable products to minimize this amount. As an example, I always bring my own backpacks wherever I go, and I fill it with my water bottle and my shopping bags. Even though we look like ridiculous tourists, we can justify when thinking about the environment. Another problem is that trash is always in conspicuous areas. These small pieces get carried by wind, eventually blocking drainage system, and most of the time make their way into rivers and seas, thus harming the ecosystem. Solving this problem is as simple as throwing your trash in the rubbish bin wherever you are. If there are no bins, put it in your pocket or your bags. Those 2 actions, minimizing trash and throwing them in the right place, are really easy to do. But if everyone on Earth does it, the impact to the environment will be great. Therefore, educating other people to do the same is the 3rd key to managing trash. We, as young generation, can do this through social media. As an example, just a simple picture of a messy pile of trash on the corner of your neighborhood could inspire everyone in your neighborhood to collectively take action in cleaning up or initiate a Bersih Desa. This action is even more easier since everyone is always on social media nowadays. Trash is everywhere, and we don't like it for good reasons. However, as interactors, we have many ways to do, such as these 3 simple things, which are minimizing trash, throwing them in the right place, and educate other people to do the same. Let us all start this project today. Thank you for your attention and have a great day.
All right, 30 seconds of silence for the judges so they can mark their ballots. Our next speaker is speaker 47, Ni Ayu Laura Maharani, deforestation. Deforestation, Ni Ayu Laura Maharani.
Am I audible?
Yes.
As we know, forest is the heart of world. Our country has the most extensive rainforest in Asia, but right now many habitats and species are under serious threat as a result of deforestation. Over the past 10 years, the rate of deforestation or forest destruction in Indonesia reached 2 million hectares per year between the year of 2015 and 2018 in Indonesia. The World Bank estimates that this crisis cost Indonesia $16 billion in losses to forestry. Imagine if that loss of $16 billion didn't happen. Indonesia can allocate that amount of money to finance the national infrastructure, pay the international loan, and create jobs opportunity. Instead, the effect of illegal logging has put us into crisis in many aspects. Deforestation is to be blamed for floods that take place very often in Indonesia. Many Indonesian lives were taken away by this disaster. Deforestation plays a role in the cause of flooding because forest holds more water. If a river cannot handle the lot of water, it will rise above its banks. Without any water absorption from trees, flood occur. On the other hand, if the trees were not cut off, the possibilities of flood might be reduced. Let me explain how a single tree can actually help preventing flooding. Firstly, the leaves can reduce the volume of raindrops on the soil, which causes less soil erosion. Also, the leaves can evaporate the rainwater into the atmosphere, but most importantly, the roots absorb water from the soil, making the soil drier so it can absorb more rainwater. And finally, the roots of the tree hold the soil in place, reducing the capacity of the river. You see, fellow interactors, actually the nature has provided us a way to prevent natural disasters, but we tend to ignore it. The next negative effect of deforestation is the air pollution. Our air has been polluted by the emission gas products by our vehicles. If we remove trees illegally, we prevent the carbon dioxide to be absorbed. It will just make the air more toxic, full of CO2 and lack of oxygen. If we let this continue to happen, it means we endanger the health of our future generation. We have discussed in detail about the loss of deforestation to humans, but how about animals who live there? Forest extraction means the extracting the habitats of many animals. Just because our greed, we destroy their ecosystem. No wonder if you see wild animals such as tiger or snakes wandering around your neighborhood. They are just trying to find new settle to. We can complain, can we? We will probably do the same thing if our homes were getting destroyed. Considering all the loss, we need to take a good care of the forest. We need to be more aware that forest is really important for us as humans. While we trust the government to strengthen the policy, we as citizens can contribute by planting trees, use paper effectively, prioritize recycled products. The most enjoyable ways for me is to participate in community projects. Interact Club of Kupang has successfully planted 1,000 trees since last year. I'm Interactor Ayu, live eco-friendly lifestyle. Thank you.
All right, 30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker will be speaker 48, Ni Made, Dina Ayu, and Jayani, the importance of community service during this pandemic. The importance of community service during this pandemic, Ni Made, Dina Ayu, and Jayani.
Hello. Hello, the honorable judges and all the audience. First of all, let's say thanks to God who has given blessings to us for giving us help during this pandemic. My name is Dina. I'm from Intra Club Bali, Tirtagangir. Thanks to the opportunity given to me to deliver a speech about the importance of community service during this pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, have you heard about community service? I'm pretty sure that all of you know what is the meaning of community service. Because we as an interactor always do community service. As a young generation, I truly believe that this will be a great place for us to learn about a valuable life lesson. And you know what? Community service is very important, especially in this pandemic era. Because right now, everyone is fighting to survive from COVID-19. This virus really changed our life. Everyone's affected, no matter who you are or where you came from. As we all know, we should work from home, study from home, and also stay at home. This really makes people feel stressed, lonely, and also hopeless. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most important things that you can do to help these people is to let them know that they are not alone in this world. But how do we do that? We can start from a very simple act. First, always give them a positive energy. We have to keep encouraging them to continue their lives. The second, you have to always connect it to your close friends through an online platform and always connect it to your family at home so that they won't feel lonely during these hard times. And last but not least, if you have much money, you can donate some of your money to an online donation. Like me, last March I have donated some of my money to an online donation held by Ando Vida Lopez. Andovi donated the money to several hospitals in Indonesia. And also, as an interactor, last September with Intraclub Bali Tirtagangga, we have distributed free masks and also some groceries for those who need it most. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so now you know that community service is very important. So, if you know that this is really important, so I'm asking you, let's together keep doing this community service. Because if you start now, then it will change the world. You can start from where you are. You can use what you have and do what you can do. Because I believe if we do this together, we can change the world. So stop waiting for this to end. Let's together make a change. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thanks for your attention. Stay healthy, stay at home, and goodbye.
All right. 30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker is 49, Vincentius Daniel Irawan, deforestation. Deforestation, Vincentius Daniel Irawan.
Excuse me, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Vincentius Daniel from Margie Junior High School. I am a member of Interact Club of Surabaya. Today, I'm going to talk about deforestation. Do you know what is happening to our environment right now? The Ministry of Environment and Forestry of Indonesia said in 2019, 50.1% of land in Indonesia is made out of forest. From the data, it is said that 92.3% of the total forested area, which is 86.9 million hectares, are totally dense forest areas. It shows that Indonesia's deforestation trend is relatively lower and stable, which is a good sign for our country. Now, let's start with the term of deforestation. Deforestation is the permanent or thinning of forests because the usage of its fuel, timber for fuel, construction area, manufacturing businesses, cropland, pasture, and residential area. Fuel. Some people still use wood as fuel for cooking. In construction area, there are many builders that still use timber and wood in the process of house building. In manufacturing businesses, the making of furniture, plywood, and paper. In cropland for people to make plantation. In pasture for ranches to be built. And finally, in residential area as part of a growing town and city. Uncontrolled deforestation could cause some negative effects for the environment, such as animal habitat loss, flooding, landslide, and the worst is climate change. As the forest is cleared up, so are the animals inside. These animals will lose their home and their food supplies. So the food chain will be messed up. Flooding. It happens if rain that falls down on earth could not be absorbed well. The less the trees around us, the higher the chance for flooding, because the water cannot be absorbed well by the roots of the trees. Landslide is another disaster that may happen when there are no trees around. We know that the roots of the trees are useful to hold soil in one area in order to stay stable. If all the trees in a particular area disappeared, so there wouldn't be anything to keep the ground stable. So when the rain comes down, landslide will occur. The worst scenario of the continuing deforestation could lead to climate change. We all know that trees have a very important role in the process of changing carbon dioxide to oxygen. The less the trees, the more carbon dioxide could not be changed to oxygen. If the level of carbon dioxide keeps on rising, the warmer our Earth will be. Besides these things I have mentioned above, the process of deforestation itself is also dangerous, since they use fire to burn down the trees in the forest. This burning process will produce a lot of smoke and other burnt materials in the air. So, how can we stop and restore the forest? We can stop deforestation by using less goods and furniture made of wood, limiting and not wasting paper, reuse recycled paper, and we can conserve and restore the forest, especially our area, by planting more trees. So that's all I can say. I hope that this speech could help reduce deforestation and help the environment. Thank you for your attention.
All right, 30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. Our next speaker will be speaker 50, Rachel Destiny Soai, Save the World. Save the World by Rachel Destiny Soai.
Before I start my speech, am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. Who likes going to Carvey Day on Saturday or Sunday morning? I guess many of you must like to go with your family or friends. Imagine that we would enjoy fresh air with no engine smoking that create air pollution. And the program of Carvey Day is aimed to reduce the pollution and uses of public transportation. Based on the high participation of citizens, CFD can be a potential initiative to engage in crowd life and become a solution to reduce pollution. I found so many people attended Carvey Day. It looked like a day party and street market. But 2 hours later, when the event was over, you must be surprised to see the difference before and after Carvey Day. I believe you all can guess what happened. Yes, the street looked so dirty with the garbage. Many visitors threw and dropped garbage everywhere. It's sad seeing the fact that people don't care about their environment where they live in. Carelessness has made people throw rubbish anywhere without thinking about the environment. As a result, it is common to see people throwing wrappers, cigarette butts, and other waste. Thus, the lack of responsibility to look after public places is another problem of the community. Plastic litter is another threat to the environment and its inhabitants. Our Interact team took this challenge to do a trash-free campaign and collected the garbage left by visitors after Carvery Day was over. But not only on the CFD, we also went to beaches to do the campaign and gave example to people how to keep the beaches and city clean. I understand that it's not easy to change the bad habit for some people who are not disciplined. That's why interactors must keep speaking up about this matter again and again. People must be told that every day Indonesia generates 175,000 tons of waste and about 14% or 24,500 tons a day of plastics. Unfortunately, currently 81% of waste in Indonesia is unsorted, making it difficult to recycle, causing plastic waste to end up in landfills or leak into the ocean instead. Spread the word to others. Tell your family, tell your friends, and your community, and more about this important issue and what they can do to help. By doing our part to work toward a sustainable and debris-free planet, we will also be providing others with inspiration and a good example to follow. As interactors, we have the potential to make a big difference, and together we can change the world. I'm Interactor Rachel. Thank you for keeping the environment clean and healthy.
All right, 30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker, speaker 51, Made Anita Prahesti Dhamma, Creating a World Peace. Creating World Peace, Made Anita Prahesti Dhamma.
Am I audible?
Yes.
All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's truly an honor for me to be able to deliver my speech to you today. My name is Anindita, and today I'd like to present my speech about creating world peace. First, let's take a look at World War II. The war has been proven to be the deadliest international conflict in history, which happened on 1939 to 1945. During those 6 years of war, many civilians were suffering, especially Jews. That's why today I'm going to talk about the most horrifying occurrence in human history, the Holocaust. The Holocaust was the World War II genocide of the European Jews. The Nazis refused to admit the happening of the Holocaust. However, concentration camp proved to be a strong evidence of the Nazis' cruelty back in the days. Concentration camp itself was supposedly a place where those who were considered enemies of the state were confined. Yet thousands to millions of Jews were also imprisoned. Even though Jews has always been the target of discrimination, there was not a clear reason of why they were sent. At concentration camp, Jews were treated inhumanely. They were not only forced to do labor, but they were stripped, shaved, and tattooed right after arrival. They were only given a set of tattered clothes. There was no mattress, much less blankets, at their wooden barracks. Every day, hundreds died, while many others were brought to the gas chamber to be killed. Finally, on 1945, the Allies found a horrific scene as 1,000 bodies were laying around and more was found in pits inside the camp while they liberate them. Now, could you imagine if it were you? Imagine yourself living inside that horrible nightmare, seeing as your family got taken away, watch as thousands died in front of your eyes, and hear their scream of despair. Ladies and gentlemen, sadly, we can't turn back time to rewind our past mistakes. However, there is much more that we can do today. We can not only prevent, but stop it altogether by stopping any sorts of hatred. Help to spread awareness not only of the Holocaust, but many others who were and is happening right now. Teach others about the oppression that people went through. Let it become something to learn from. A lesson about how hate could create such divide and ruin the chance of any world peace, love, and serenity. That concludes my speech for today. I hope my speech can help to spread awareness and educate everyone about world peace. Thank you.
30 seconds of silence so the judges can mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker, number 52, Sharon Sifra Nadia Lubang Tobing, Importance of Community Service. Importance of Community Service, Sharon Sifra Nadia Lubang Tobing.
Before I start, am I audible?
Yes.
I live in Kupang, a city that is very low in economy and education. Last year, before this pandemic, my family and I visited one of the orphanage in Kupang. This orphanage is located far from the city. I saw many children without their parents. Some of them were put into the orphanage due to their parents' inability to finance them. They had to share a bed, wear a simple clothes. Their room was small with no ceramic. Can you imagine what kind of life that they have? I was very touched. We distributed daily needs and also donated some usable pots for them. Community service brings people and engages them for a common, because it also teaches people about compassion and not to just live for oneself and serve only their needs. Involving myself in community service makes me an active member of the community, and I can help create an impact on my community and society at large. It also creates a great platform for us, younger generation, to learn valuable life lessons. So let us discuss in detail the importance of community service. People who involve in helping their communities are able to experience things that they might not have been exposed in any other work of life. We are able to see what their personal attributes and talents are helpful for others and how it works in social environment. It teaches a lot of valuable lessons through the number of community service. Skills like leadership, communication, teamwork, and so on are also trained in those who are involved themselves in the service of others. I get a more positive outlook at life as whole as I help those who are less fortunate. The experience taught me a good morality and made me respect what I have and how fortunate I should be. Just think for a minute of the current world population, 7+ billion of people. There must be those who are in need of help, be it financial, moral, or medical. For that reason, there is a community service which we can join to help others. Despite the fact that you don't get any reward for doing it, you can develop many real-life skills, such as leadership, problem solving, effective time management, and interpersonal communication. My volunteer experience helped me to understand that I do not have to do things in life just to get something back for my own benefit. Just knowing that I'm helping someone in their time of need is rewarding enough. And I just want to do things to help others as much as I can. Community service is important not only to benefit the community, but also to teach the individual valuable life lessons. I'm Interactor Sharon, dedicated to serve the community. Thank you.
All right, 30 seconds of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Our next speaker will be speaker 53, Putu Tantri Devita Yanti Putri. Stayed united amid the adversity that triggered separation. Stayed united amid the adversity that triggered separation. Putu Tantri Devita Yanti Putri.
Okay, thank you. Does my voice sound good there?
Yep.
Okay, I will start my first speech now. Om Swastiastu. Your Honorable, to all of the judges, Your Excellency, to all of the audience. Hello, I'm Putu Tantri Devitayanti Putri from SMA Negeri 1 Selat, Intrek Bali Biguna Selat. Today, I will speak up about world peace. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know world peace is the most important thing in our life. But have you understood what world peace is? Have you done it in your life? What do you think about world peace? On this beautiful day, let me give little information about world peace. World peace is the idea of freedom, peace, and happiness for all nations and our nation. World peace cross border through human rights, technology, education, engineering, medicine, diplomat, and the end all form of conflict. Why is it said so important? World peace said so important because if world peace is not preserved, it may lead something that just not only detrimental the country itself, but also the whole country. World peace can be set one condition for cooperation with other countries. Why so? If there are no peace between two countries, the cooperation will be carried out and will be not work, as we see and know at this time. Yep, current COVID-19 pandemic really need world peace because we can live help from another countries to complement what is limited in these limited countries. World peace indirectly caused division between countries because this pandemic was going one countries to another. And if world peace is not implemented, there could be a world war caused by this pandemic. The world pandemic that we are currently experiencing also requires cooperation related countries even though it is blocked by distance or time to meet. But by this cooperation, we can exchange ideas through social media regarding ways to overcome this pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll do it now. Here are some simple ways we can do as a young generation to create a world peace. Be a good person without expecting rewards. Stop judging others. Stop acting as a victim. Love others. Create a peace atmosphere at home and unleash your creative side. Ladies and gentlemen, I will give a little information. From this Interact Club, we can make a world peace because this club very helpful in these countries. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you understand what is world peace now? Will do you it now? And if you will do it now, let's do the world peace now. And if you can do it now, why do it later? Thanks for the time. See you next time. Om Santi, Santi, Santi Om.
All right. 30 seconds of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Next speaker, number 54, Ivona Emanuela Isabel Pelu. Small action, Ivona Emanuela Isabel Pelu.
Am I audible?
You are audible.
Very often, I should feel that every time when I'm going out around the town and meet with the street children selling snacks and chips in small plastic bags. I stop at them and bought some. Those kids give me big smiles, and I found myself feeling happy when I see them happy. But then I realized that the number of street children and child speakers are getting more from day to day in my town where I live. As a 15-year-old student, I might not understand very well about the social problems happening around me. But what I understand that they shouldn't live in that way. Children have the right to go to school and to be well taken care of by their parents or people who they love. I'm the only child in my family who is full of love and attention from my parents. Seeing those kids must work hard to earn money, making my heart broken. I know millions of children around this world lack access to basic necessities such as food, clean water, sanitation, medicine, shelter, education, books, fun, family, laughter, love, but there is hope. I've been learning to make action through the Interact Club. I can help poor children to have a better future by a number of ways. Volunteering my time and effort to the children will bring a big impact. I could also raise money and donate goods to charity. I believe that no effort is too small or too large to make. Education is one of the best predictors of success in children. We can help struggling students in succeed by donating our time as a tutor or regular person. We can tutor children in reading, spelling, writing, or English as a foreign language. That's what we've been doing in our community services in several village and slum areas in Kupang. Many children we met during our community services didn't have basic necessities. Good clothes, books, and toys could make a difference in their life. So we collected lightly used or new supplies for the children. Together with Rotary Club, we conducted free medical services for the children and their family who live in slum areas. During the pandemic assessed patients, we, the Interact, taught the children how to maintain their health and keep their body clean. We also taught them how to treat the animals and the environment well. I believe, although we do small action according to our capacity as teenagers, but I believe that our small action will lead a big result. Before I close my speech, I want to share a quote from Mother Teresa. I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the river to create many ripples. I'm Fiona, challenge you to start making small action.
All right, 30 seconds of silence so the judges can cast or mark their ballots. All right, our next speaker, speaker 55, is Michelle Justine Marot. How to be a sustainable activist through higher education. Again, how to
Am I
be
audible?
how to be a sustainable activist through higher education. Michelle Justine Marot.
Before I start, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Are you the state of the world? The earth is getting warmer. The pollution level is rising. And natural disasters are becoming stronger and more common. Most of us may have joined beach cleanups because we couldn't help notice that the most pristine beaches in the world have now turned into a landfill. Have you ever been so angry at posters saying we need change? Have you ever volunteered to teach little kids that live in small villages? From beach cleanups to volunteering, these are all acts of activism. Activism
Is it just me or did she get cut off?
Michelle, are you there? Your internet is not working.
Contestant number 55, Michelle. Are you still there? Contestant number 55, Michelle.
Should we wait a minute to make sure she's
I think she got
back?
cut off now. Yeah.
We'll wait we'll wait a minute and see if she can get back online. She is the last speaker of the night, so it's quite okay.
Yeah. Michelle, you got cut off. You got cut off. So I would like to offer you a chance to redo the speech from the beginning.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
Are you worried about the state of the world? The earth is getting warmer. The pollution level is and natural disasters
Michelle. Can I check if she got disconnected or it's just my connection?
Nope, it is everybody.
Okay, I think she went out. All right, thank you for confirmation. Maybe if the organizer can help contact her, suggested that we can suggest that she use a backup internet connection, maybe through phone tethering in case her Wi-Fi doesn't work.
That is Michelle.
MC Ben?
Yes.
Yes, I would like to suggest maybe taking 2 minutes break while the organizer can sort out this, as she is the last contestant.
No problem.
Oh, now she's come back.
Okay. Let's see. Michelle, is your internet good to go?
Yeah, she freezes again.
God. Michelle, do you have like a cell phone that you can use?
Yeah. I'm connecting it to my.
Yeah. MC Ben, maybe we'll take like 1 minute break while Michelle is sorting out the tech.
Okay, no worries. Take a quick couple moments, Michelle, to get fully connected.
I think it's already stable now.
All right, judges ready?
We're all good.
Okay. I'm so sorry once again. Are you worried about the state of the world? The earth is getting warmer. The pollution level is rising, and natural disasters are becoming stronger and more common. Most of us may have joined beach cleanups because we couldn't help but notice that the most pristine beaches in the world have now turned into a landfill. Have you ever been so angry at the government and the major companies that you walk on the street with a poster saying, "We need change"? Have you ever volunteered to teach little kids that live in small villages? From beach cleanups to volunteering, these are all acts of activism. Activism requires time, effort, and money. And as you grow older, you will need to work to make a living. So how will you support yourself, pay for a roof over your head and running water? To make activism sustainable in the long run, the best way to do it is to be on the front line of fight. As individuals, we are only a small contributor to the carbon footprint. However, major corporations and the governments are responsible for a much larger carbon footprint compared to what we made in a lifetime combined. And at the same time, a lot of them have been violating human rights issues. Having the privilege to continue higher education, we can use our opportunity to drive ourselves in the direction of innovations of sustainability. Businessmen or women can make startups that contribute to the local economy, alongside providing job openings and providing sustainable alternatives to the customers, resulting in a better choice for our consumerism in industries such as fashion, beauty, and home goods. So how will they do that? By creating access to more sustainable products while implementing practices that abide by human rights, such as fair pay for the workers. Scientists can come up with research data and create local innovations to tackle and improve environmental and humanities issues, like better alternatives to plastics, for instance. These are just naming some of the many examples. There are much more education and specialty accessible depending on your interests. As for myself, I want to pursue medical school after high school. I believe that better health will result in human happiness and well-being. It also makes an important contribution to the economic progress, as people cannot survive without a proper healthcare. I strongly believe that helping the community is just as much as helping the environment. Healthcare professionals create the backbone for a sustainable future, and I hope I can help the people who are the drivers of the future. These people, farmers, tailors, and labor workers, need the most support, as these people are making up the working force of this country. Hence, we need students, the future leaders of tomorrow, to lead them towards a future where there can be equal pay and rights, to ensure that they can at least build a proper roof and also provide education to their children and grandchildren. Eventually, this will help pull them out of poverty. In conclusion, I hope this message will inspire young activists to be the key to our environmental and social issues. This road will not be easy, as you will need to build doors and go through them. But hopefully, in 15 to 20 years, the world will change for the better, and you are part of it. Thank you.
All right, everyone. 2 days, 54 speakers. You guys made it. Everyone should be proud of yourself. Unmute. Give yourselves a round of applause. Fantastic contest. Allow the judges to kind of tally and finish their ballots. Well done, everybody. All right, so let me bring up our committee chair to have some announcements, and then I will have the closing announcements after her. So, Bu Ratna, can you please give us some announcements?
Okay, thank you very much, Ben. Wow, what a wonderful contest, and I could see that all the contestants performed their speech so well. So I do appreciate for all of you. And well, the judge will keep the result, and they will announce on the 15th of November when we are celebrating the World Rotary Week on the 15th of November. And we're going to invite you everyone to attend the event on the 15th. But for now out, we will just wait and let the judges to work by themselves, and we will not interfere them, okay? So all the results are supposed to be the final one on the 15th. So thank you so much for everyone. And first of all, I would like to thank you for all the amazing judges. Pak Arlan, Ibu Harlina, Ibu Jenny Carrison in Australia, Pak Haris in Singapore, thank you. And also Miss Natalie from Bali. Hopefully that our collaboration between Rotary and also Toastmasters will be still continuing in the future. So I guess this is my only the very short announcement. Back to the MC. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, committee chair. Again, I love public speaking. It's one of my passions. And as a teacher of public speaking, and as a teacher here in Bali, I want to leave you guys with something that I encourage my students here to do. A little quote by Confucius. The beginning of wisdom is to call things by their proper name. I try really hard to pronounce your names the way they are. So what I want you guys to be able to do when you're pronouncing your names to some other people is do not rush through them, right? Say each name that you have clearly and don't rush, because not everyone can hear it. And again, your name for a reason. So again, be proud of your name, but say it loud and clearly so we can all hear it. And with that, again, I am proud to be part of this. Thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of it. And every one of you speakers, you guys are on your way being amazing speakers if you keep on growing. Well done. And thank you for the experience. Goodbye.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Thank you. You did so well. Thank you.
Yeah, if I may say a little bit as a representative from the judges team, we just want to say that we are so impressed with the level of the speeches that were brought in the past 2 days. And we believe that all of you have done your very best, and you have shared your stories and your experience and your insights, and you should give a pat on your back because it was an amazing job. So well done. Don't worry about the results. my personal belief is you either win or you learn. So if you don't win today, keep learning because someday you will win. But other than that, you need to be a winner in the real life by your contribution. So thank you. It's been a pleasure for us all, the judges, to have the privilege to listen to your stories and to be part of this experience. Thank you. Back to you, Committee Chair, Madam Ratna.
Thank you. So once again, we have on the committee, there are three committees. We would like to thank you for everyone who involved. Thank you for judges. Thank you for Ben and SRMC and all contestants who participated in today's. And we will meet again on the 15th to find out who are the winners. But you all did great job and all of you are winners. Goodbye, everyone.
Picture, can we take a picture, group picture?
Oh, yes.
Everything.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Hold on.
Can we do that?
Everyone.
Dia menyatakan apapun yang ada di alam semesta ini berasal dari air. Kenapa? Dia berpikiran.
Oke semuanya, selamat malam. Dengan ini saya tutup link malam ini. Boleh Pras Ratna?
Bagaimana?
Kita foto cepat dulu bisa nggak, Pak Indra? Kita foto cepat aja, foto sekali aja, dokumentasi.
Ini kenapa muka saya kayak hantu ya, Kak John? Kenapa lampunya jadi kayak hantu gini?
Live streamingnya